African drums are talking. Over weary wastes of veldt and jungle, the drums bring you a story of Africa. Africa, that land of mystery and strange ritual, ebony bodies, witch doctors, and sudden death. The land of jungle and impenetrable swamp, where the primeval sweat of Mother Earth rises in miasmic clouds of fever-ridden vapor to hang suspended in the foliage of the ageless guardians of the jungle. Listen. This is the story of a little band of explorers led by Professor Anton Edwards, a giant of a man, the keynote of whose life is scientific discovery. 200 miles from the banks of the Upper Congo River in the jungles of French Equatorial Africa, Professor Edwards has made his camp awaiting the coming of assistance before traveling farther into the hinterlands. With him is his daughter Lorna, just graduated from an American university, and Nguru, a huge native Messiah of royal blood. It is night in the African jungle.
Father, that horrible thing is going to drive me mad. Can't we do something to stop it?
Hush, Lorna. You mustn't let that sort of thing get on your nerves. We're in Africa, my dear, not New York. We must adjust ourselves accordingly.
Yes, I know all that, but the thing's absurd. Whoever heard of a severed head talking and setting up a cackle like that? If I hadn't seen it myself, I wouldn't even countenance the thought. It's against all the laws of nature we've been taught to revere.
As I said before, my dear, this is Africa. Anything can happen. The only way to keep one's sanity is to accept Africa, and Africa will accept you.
Yes, I suppose so.
I must admit that when the witch doctor brought this preserved head out and it started cackling and mumbling, I was shocked. Then I thought it was a type of ventriloquism.
But the head's been brought more than 100 miles away from the man who gave it to you, and it still keeps up its absurd chatter.
Yes. So I've accepted it as part of this continent and ceased to wonder. Yes, what is it, Ngoro?
Bwana, white man we watch. He comes.
Is it Jack?
Yes, my dear.
Oh.
Jack is one whole day ahead of regular traveling time.
Good.
He must have heard some river stories and hurried.
Confound those carriers. Hey, Baragi, backtrail one time and fetch them quick.
Jack!
Lorna, Stephen, it's good to see you.
dear.
Hello, Jack.
Hello.
Well, you're a day ahead of yourself, aren't you?
Yes, I moved as fast as I could, Professor. But how did you know I was ahead of schedule? I didn't contemplate joining you for another week until I heard some...
Until you heard some talk down the river, eh? And at the fork of the Mubangi, you left the boat, gathered a few natives together, and made a safari as fast as you could to get the truth of the matter.
Well, bush telegraph, eh?
Precisely.
Oh, this place is as bad as Hickville. You can't turn around without the news being broadcast to every native in the country.
It has its uses, my boy. Those drums are the newspapers of Africa. Well, I suppose you're tired. Come on in the tent and have something. Oh, Lorna, will you get that bottle out of the special case?
Yes, Father.
This night air isn't any too good for a tired body. Do you have any trouble on the way in?
No, sir, nothing to worry about. The natives were extraordinarily helpful. In fact, just a little too much so. Each village insisted on sending a guide with me up to the next headman's territory. And there was another one waiting to take over from him on the trail. I meant to ask you about that. Has someone been giving them a course in courtesy or something? I've never encountered that sort of helpfulness before.
No, I've had the same treatment, Jack. And it's not natural. But I think I know what's behind it. I'll tell you about it later. Anyhow, I'm glad you're here, but I wish to heaven I hadn't brought Lorna.
Why do you say that, sir? Have you had any trouble?
No. No, that's just it. If I had experienced the ordinary inconveniences of bush travel, I'd be unconcerned. But it's just as if we were expected, with someone at the end of the trail waiting to welcome us with open arms. I tell you frankly, I'm worried. Oh, here's Lorna. I've not bothered her with it.
Oh, my, but it's good to see you sitting there, Jack. I swear if you'd waited another week, you'd have found me a nervous wreck.
Why? Don't you like this country?
I don't know if I do or not. There's so many inexplicable things happening around here. Things that your common sense tells you are impossible. Yet your eyes and ears tell you differently.
Well, that's Africa, my dear. But what sort of things do you mean?
Well, for instance,
Oh, good Lord, what's that? What is it? Lorna, stop trembling like that and tell me tell me what that means. Good heavens, child, get hold of yourself. Professor, can't you...
Stop, Jack. Don't shake me like that. I'm all right now. Only Only it's just as if the thing knew I was going to talk about it.
What thing? What do you... Oh, then it is true. Those river stories weren't lying. Good Lord, Professor, you found it. You found the talking head.
Yes, Jack, I found it. I knew you'd hear of it before you reached here.
The river boys were talking about it, but then they've done that for years. Then my native carrier started chanting about the white man who had the talking head. I didn't realize it was you, sir.
Sometimes I wish to heaven I hadn't found it. It's so horribly impossible. Yet, there the evidence sits in the other tent and...
Oh, it's ghastly, Jack. A head. A severed human head. Wizened and shriveled, with an awful perpetual grin. And it keeps mumbling a lot of incoherent gibberish to itself. Oh, it's horrible.
Tell me about it, sir. May I go and see it?
No, not now. I'd rather you'd see it first of all by daylight. It's gruesome enough then, but by lamplight it's impossible.
How did you come across it?
Purely by accident. You know, for the last century, stories have been cropping up all over Africa about a talking head.
Yes.
It's a whisper here and a whisper there. Nothing definite at all.
Yes, I know.
Well, about 7 years ago, I was up on the Mongola River territory with Professor Lamberti.
That's the man you exposed for fraud, isn't it?
Yeah, most unfortunate occurrence, but my duty. Well, while there, I shot a python that had dropped from a tree and coiled around an unfortunate native.
The natives worship these great snakes in some parts, don't they, Father?
Yes, and it turned out that this particular spot was one of them. Consequently, we had to do some fast traveling to get out alive.
Well, how about this native you saved? Was he one of them?
No, he was an old witch doctor from another tribe. What he was doing so far away from home, I never did find out. But he was so infernally grateful to me, I had a hard time dissuading him from attaching himself to me permanently.
Yes, they do get that way sometimes.
However, he extracted a promise from me to visit him. I finally did so a month ago. I was only just in time, for the old fellow died the next day. When I entered the village, I was taken straight to his hut. He was badly wasted and making no struggle to live, but he knew me in a moment.
7 years has passed, white man, since thou and I have looked upon each other. Therefore art thou 7 times more welcome.
Old man of wisdom, the intervening years have taken my feet into many strange places, but always has my heart remembered its promise.
It is well. For now may I pass to my ancestors with a light heart. Yet there is a destiny to be fulfilled before I may look into their eyes fearlessly. Listen carefully, white man.
I listen, my friend.
Many years ago, before the white man brought his floating house to the rivers, a white warrior whose brain was touched by the gods wandered into the village of my people. His speech to us was that of the monkeys, but his strength was that of the gorilla. At certain seasons of the moon, he would summon the devils of the forest and hold speech with them, but only his eyes could behold them. You've heard this story, white man.
From the mouths of the ignorant only.
This man led my people in battle. He was greatly feared. One day, as he lay sleeping in the forest, a warrior from another tribe crept upon him and killed him, taking only the head as a trophy. But the head refused to die, and the warrior in his terror dropped it and took flight. That head has been preserved, white man, for it is written that you shall take it back to its people. For the legend says that only then will the spirit compose itself to rest.
So that's how you got it, sir.
Yes. Yes, I promised to take it before seeing the thing. Probably if I'd waited, I'd have had nothing to do with it. It's really horrible.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter, Lorna?
Oh, just a little tired, I guess. I think I'll turn in for the night.
All right, my dear. I'll go and see that your quarters are ready.
I see the professor still makes a personal inspection of quarters every night.
Yes, he always does.
Have you been getting plenty of sleep, Lorna? You don't look as well as you might.
Oh, Jack, you don't know what a relief it is to have you here. There's something wrong with this place. Something I'm sure Father knows nothing about.
Why? What do you mean, dear? Your father knows this country better than anyone. Is anything wrong?
Oh, nothing really, I suppose, but I have the most horrible feeling of depression at times. It's just as if there was something out there in the bush calling me. Something terrible, dragging at my brain. And I had the most awful temptation to walk out of camp alone.
Great Scott, dear. Whatever you do, don't do that. If there's anything harmful around here, you're safe while in camp. But by yourself, well...
I know, Jack, but the feeling's gotten so bad that I have to... Oh, hush, here's Father.
Yeah? Quarters are all set, my dear. Good night, Lorna.
Good night, Father. Good night, Jack, dear.
Good night, dear. You know, sir, I don't think Lorna's looking as well as she might. There's something worrying her.
Oh, nonsense. She hasn't a care in the world. No. No, sit here, Jack. I have something to tell you.
Won't it keep until morning, sir? I'm rather tired.
Well, I'd like to give you the news now so you can digest it by morning.
Okay, sir. Shoot.
I believe I have the first piece of definite knowledge as to the whereabouts of that mythical race of people called the Golden Race. You've heard the stories the natives tell of them. The perfect people, no sickness, an incredible learning.
Yes?
We've always put it down as another African myth because no trace has ever been found of them.
Do you mean to say you really believe these stories, Professor?
No, I don't believe the stories the natives tell, my boy. But I believe what the talking head told me a week ago.
But good Lord, sir, that's... Listen, that's Lorna. Come quick, something's happened to her.
African drums are talking. The drums bring you a story of Africa. That dark continent of jungle, swamp, and arid veldt. Of native intrigue and unbelievable mystery. Listen. Professor Anton Edwards, while traveling in French Equatorial Africa with his daughter Lorna, comes into possession of a preserved human head that talks. Jack Martin, the professor's assistant, joins them. The two men were discussing the talking head when a scream from Lorna brings them running to her tent.
Confound it. Where's that flashlight?
Here's one, sir. Lorna's not here. Her bed's empty.
Great heavens. What's become of the girl?
What in the name of...
Oh, take no notice of that, Jack. It's only the head in the other tent. But where we... There she is.
Where, sir?
There. Walking across the open space. Look. Come on, we'll have to hurry.
What's the matter with her? Her arms are stretched out.
Wait a minute. Don't go too close. See her feet. They're bare. She's in her sleeping suit.
Good gad. She's sleepwalking.
Yes. We daren't wake her abruptly. Heavens, I didn't know Lorna was subject to things like this. Possibly the change of climate has something to do with it.
Has she ever been known to wander this way before, sir?
Well, not to my knowledge. I thought she was perfectly normal.
Who's that on the other side of the clearing? There's someone watching her.
Looks like Nguru. Or Masai.
What's he doing out here at this time? He ought to be bedded down.
Don't worry about him. He must have seen her start out. He's probably following to see that no harm comes to her. He's really very attached to her. I've had Nguru for years, Jack. You know that.
Well, he's an ugly-looking customer in any case. I'd hate to make an enemy of him.
Don't worry about him. I'd trust Nguru anywhere.
Look. She stopped.
Seems to be talking to someone.
But there's no one near her.
I know. She's just dreaming it, that's all. Let's get closer and hear what she's saying.
Let's get her back to bed, sir. If we wait too long, she'll be down with fever in the morning.
Not yet. I want to hear what she's saying. Might give us some idea as to what's worrying her.
But there's something I want to tell you, sir.
Let it wait, Jack. I don't want to miss anything she says.
But it's about Lorna. She told me tonight that she felt as if something out in the bush was calling to her.
Huh?
Something that gave her an almost overpowering impulse to walk out of camp alone.
She did, Great Scott, when did she tell you this?
Tonight, when you went to see if her quarters were properly set. You know what some witch doctors can do with hypnosis. Let's get her back quickly, sir. I don't like this business.
All right, only it's imperative to avoid any kind of a shock. Whatever we do, we must not wake her abruptly.
Why wake her at all? Can't we guide her gently back to her tent?
Yes, that's better still. Come on. No, wait. Wait a minute. He's talking again. Listen.
Out of the ageless vault of time, my beloved, have I come to fulfill the promise made to thee when the sun's light rested upon the altar and the sacrificial knife of the priest returned its fire. So were we sent into the oblivion of the ages.
She's talking about the ancient sun worshippers. Must have read that paragraph somewhere. Do you recognize it, Jack?
No, I don't, sir. Let's get her back. I can't stand this.
All right. Here's Nguru coming across. Take her gently by the arm, Jack. That's fine. We'll take her back in a minute. That you, Nguru?
Aye, Bwana. Devil spirit, him come from hill. Look plenty for missy.
What's that? What does he mean, devil spirit?
He says a devil has come from the mountain and cast longing eyes on Lorna. Asante, Nguru. Now, tell me what your eyes have seen.
Guru see nothing. Nose him smell 'em devil plenty.
Lord, this gets worse and worse.
All right, Nguru. Get me a rope from the store tent.
Aye, Bwana.
Careful, Jack. Let her sink back on the bed gently. That's it.
Good Lord, sir. I'm worried stiff.
Well, it's nothing to worry about. Quite a natural thing at times. Sleepwalking is caused by excitement or mental stress of some kind. Oh, got the rope, Nguru?
Aye, Bwana. Rope him no good for devil spirit talk.
You mean even if we tie her down, she'll walk out if she wants to?
Aye, little Bwana. Devil him call, she go.
Not after I get through tying her up.
Well, give her plenty of room, not too tight, Jack.
No, sir. I'm taking the rope around her bed several times. There's enough play for a natural turn of the body, but she'll never get out of it unless the rope is cut.
Yes, I see. Well, that looks safe enough.
No spirit I've ever met would get her out of that. She seems to be sleeping very heavily. Do you think she's been hypnotized, sir?
No, you see, her eyes react to touch. Yes, come on, she's safe enough now, at all events. Let's go to the other tent and finish our talk. Thanks for watching, Nguru. Asante Sana. You can sleep now.
Aye, Bwana.
Hadn't we better place a guard outside here?
No, there's no need, Jack. She's all right now, I'm sure. We'll only be a few feet from her.
But I still think a guard would be the safest
Now,
plan.
Don't worry, my boy. Nguru is always on Gazi. He never seems to sleep. The slightest unnatural sound in camp at night brings him up as silently as a shadow.
Yes, he seems to move just like a cat.
Yeah, and he moves just as quickly, too. Oh, whiskey and soda?
Yes, thanks. I need one after that. What about this body servant of yours, sir, Nguru? He certainly is a tough-looking customer.
Yeah, Nguru is all right. And he's not exactly a body servant, you know. I've spoken of him several times at home, if you remember.
Yes, but you've never really described him properly. He's as big as you are and fully as strong, which you must admit is unusual.
Yeah, he's a fine specimen of warrior. He's a prince in his own right. Blue blood through and through. I've had Nguru for years. We did quite a lot of Secret Service work together for the British government during the war in German East Africa. He saved my life on more than one occasion.
Does he always carry that great spear with him?
Never lets it out of his sight. He calls it the Snake Woman.
The Snake Woman? Why is that?
Because just one kiss means death. That is, unless he wants to prolong the operation.
Good Lord, does he do that sort of thing often?
I've only seen him do it once, when he fought the man who ran off with his wife. And he cut him into ribbons before delivering the final thrust.
Well, it's nice to know he has some sort of feeling anyway. Since I've met him, the expression on his face hasn't changed one jot.
It never does, under any circumstance. But I'd trust Nguru with my life at any time. Now, let's get back to talking about that talking head, Jack.
Yes?
I wanted to tell you that the chatter of the head is not at all gibberish, as you probably think. There's sense to what it says.
Good heavens, sir. How can the thing talk if it's severed from the body? There's some trick to it.
No, I don't think so. And I have sense enough not to bother about that part of the phenomenon. What I'm interested in is what the head says.
Do you mean the thing actually speaks words?
Yes. Jack, my boy, we're on the verge of something that's going to make the scientific world sit up and take notice.
In what way, sir?
This head speaks the language of the lost Atlantis, or as near to it as anything can be.
But there's never been a language discovered that was attributed to the Atlanteans.
No, as far as you know, there hasn't. But you know what my hobby has been for the last 20 years?
Oh, yes, ancient languages.
Very well. About 20 years ago, on my second trip to Africa, I was with Lamberti then.
That's the man you exposed for fraud, isn't it?
Yes. Well, we came upon some writings on submerged rocks off the coast. These things set me to thinking. I'd come across other similar markings in other parts of the world. And with all the data I'd kept, I use the word advisedly, I concocted a language that might have been used by the perpetrators of those writings.
Yes, I know, sir. You've often spoken of it at home.
Now, the old witch doctor who gave me the head spoke of a legend that the spirit of the head would never rest until it was laid in the arms of its own people. I sat with the head hour after hour. Some of the sounds it was making seemed familiar. Then it came to me. It was speaking the language I'd been working on.
But all this sounds so frightfully fantastic.
I don't care whether it's fantastic or not, Jack. This whole thing leads to the native legend of the perfect race of people. You know the myth of the golden race? Superb, perfect men and women.
Yes, of course, I've heard it. But I've always taken it with a pinch of salt.
Well, possibly you'll take it with a pinch of something else after I've found what I'm seeking.
What do you mean?
Just this. It's well known that the Atlanteans held a secret, natural formula that kept their bodies in perfect health. And if this head belongs to one of that lost race of people, it's going to lead us to the place where they are. Because its chatter, according to the language I've been working on, is nothing but directions of travel.
But good heavens, sir, would you trust yourself in this wilderness to a guide like that?
If what I'm after is at the end of it, I'd trust myself to a headless body, let alone a bodiless head.
But it's taking a great risk.
Don't you see, Jack? That's where the native legend comes from. The head won't rest until it's back with its own people, and it's giving directions all the time how to get there.
Yes, of course, but you'll excuse me for asking you, sir, especially just now, but have you been taking your quinine regularly?
I see. Well, Jack, if you're going to take that attitude, I'll be forced to leave you behind and go on alone.
Then in that case, I'm afraid you'll have to put up with my company. Because madness or no madness, I'm staying with you.
Well, that's more like you, Jack. I knew you would. That's why I sent for you to join me. You needn't worry about my health. My temperature is perfectly normal and my pulse quite regular.
Nevertheless, I think I'll keep an eye on you. Oh, by the way, we've forgotten all about Lorna. Hadn't we better go and see if she's all right?
Yes, we'll go now. Hello, Nguru. Nini, old warrior. What is it?
Buana, devil he speak. Missy, she go for Balava. Come.
What's that?
He says the devil called and Lorna's gone. Come on, Jack. Lorna's tent, quick.
I'm with you, sir. Confound that tent rope.
Where's the flashlight? Have you got it one, Jack?
Yes, here you are. Great heavens.
She's gone. Lorna's gone and...
The ropes on the bed are still intact.
They haven't been moved.
African drums are talking. On and on they boom, just as they have for countless eons, causing the myriad human pulse to throb in unison. These drums are the most primitive telegraph known to man, and they bring you a story of Africa. Through impenetrable walls of jungle, the sound vibrates. Over wastes of veldt and swampland, bringing you a picture of sun-soaked earth, steaming swamp, juju groves, and jungle. Professor Anton Edwards, while in Africa, comes into possession of a severed and preserved human head that talks. The professor maintains it is the language of lost Atlantis, the same that he has been reconstructing for years. This theory makes possible the stories told by natives of a marvelous white tribe known as the Golden Race. The professor, his daughter Lorna, and his assistant, Jack Martin, are in camp. With them is Nguru, a huge native Maasai prince. Lorna was found walking in a trance, and for safety was tied to her bed. Later they found her gone, and the ropes on her bed still intact. It is night in the African jungle.
Great heavens, sir. What's the meaning of this? It's black magic. I can swear those ropes haven't been touched.
Are you positive of that, Jack?
Absolutely.
I didn't dream things were as serious as this.
See for yourself, Professor. Those knots are exactly as I made them.
Extraordinary. Very extraordinary. Nguru,
Aye, Bwana.
tell me what you know of this, or what you think.
Nguru know nothing. Body sleep. Nose, him no sleep. Smell 'em devil talk. Come, pole. Shenzi all sleep. Missy go for palava. No see. But I come.
But where is she, Nguru? Did you see her go?
No, he says he didn't see her go, but he knows she went to talk with the devil.
Then what's to be done?
Track 'em, Missy, little Bwana.
That's the idea, Nguru. Let's go outside, Jack. See if you can pick up the trail, old warrior.
Now, no Bwana. Come.
Yes, look. She must have passed over that patch of dust and headed straight across the clearing.
Come on. You have to hurry to keep up with Nguru. I'd like to get my hands on anyone who's responsible for this business.
Do you think I wouldn't, sir? Isn't Nguru covering the ground too quickly to see anything definite?
He knows what he's doing. Give him a little moonlight and he'd track a night owl.
Can you remember doing anything that might have offended one of the witch doctors around here?
Why, nothing that I can think of, Jack. Why do you ask?
Well, it seems to be the only logical solution to the strange happenings lately.
Oh, I'm very careful about that. I had to send one of my boys back to his village for stealing a few days ago. But I don't think that could have any bearing on this. No, he was perfectly affable about it.
Did you flog him for it?
No, just paid him off and told him to trek. Stealing is second nature with some of these black children. You mustn't be too hard on them sometimes.
But how in the name of all that's sensible did Lorna get out of those ropes without untying them? Oh, Lord, I'm worried still.
I know, Jack, but we're doing everything that's possible. I wish the girl had told me about that feeling of something out in the bush calling to her, though. Why did she keep it from me?
Didn't want to worry you, I guess. She was very nervous when she told me. Hello. Nguru stopped.
Ini Nguru.
Mazongo come. Welcome, Missy. Nauna.
A white man?
There's another track. Great Scott, it's the mark of a booted foot. Lorna's been found by a white man. No native wears boots up country.
Tell me, Nguru, have you heard any drum talk of other white men around here?
Nay, Bwana. Drum he speak you, me.
That's strange. I haven't heard any other. Well, let's keep on going.
Aye, Bwana.
Well, I'm stumped, sir. What do you make of it?
Lord knows, Jack. Unless a white man around here has found her wandering about. But if there were another white safari within 50 miles, we'd have heard of it. What's the excitement now, Nguru?
Nauna. Simba trailing.
Lion tracks. It's stalking Lorna, and we haven't a rifle with us.
Gapi Nguru.
Huh.
Oh, true. Well, I've got my .45, but heaven help us if we get close enough to use it. There are two of them. We might stop one, but if they charge together, well, come on, let's hurry.
They won't charge unless they're hungry. I hope they've eaten recently.
Well, they probably have. If they were very hungry, we'd have heard them charging before now. Maybe the fellow with Lorna has a rifle. 10 to 1 he has, so don't worry.
Bwana. Missy. Nauna.
Where? Yes, there she is. Going into that grove of trees.
By herself. There's no one with her.
Whoever it was must have heard us coming and left hurriedly.
Quick, come on. The lions are getting closer.
Lorna! Wait. What's that moving in the tree above her head? It's swinging down. Look.
It's a huge snake. A python.
For heaven's sake, shoot, sir.
No good at this distance.
Where's Nguru going?
Throwing stick. Watch. Good shot, Nguru. That stopped him. I can finish him now.
Lorna. She's fainted, sir.
Hold her head down. That's right. That'll get the blood back into her brain. Damn it, that was a close call. Thanks for the throwing stick, Nguru. Great shot. Asante Sana.
Uh-huh. Now, Nabuana.
Huh? What is it?
By George, he's right. If that isn't a sacred snake, I don't know one when I see one.
Let's see. Yes, you're right. It's a marked python. But I don't think it belongs around here. Might have wandered from its special grove, eh?
Well, let's hope it has. We don't want any snake worshippers howling around our camp.
Well, if it belongs around here, we're in for a hectic time, I'm afraid.
She's coming out of it, sir. Lorna. Lorna, dear. You're all right now. We're with you. This is Jack.
Yes. I'm all right now. Yes. What? Why, hello, Jack. What on earth are you looking so... Why, Father. What in the name of goodness are we doing out here? Where are we?
Now, don't bother your head about that now. We're all together. That's the main thing.
Why, have we ever been separated? What's all this
She
about?
doesn't remember a thing, sir.
Heavens, what should I remember? Oh! What's that?
Now, don't worry. It's dead. I shot it.
But I saw it move.
Muscular reaction, that's all. Always happens to pythons.
A python?
Yes, we'll tell you about it later, dear.
Oh.
We've got to go back to camp as fast as we can. Better take that snake along, Professor, or bury it. If these natives...
We haven't time now. We've got to get back to camp.
But how on earth did we come away
Now,
from
don't
there?
ask questions now, Lorna. Be thankful we're all together.
Which way do we go? I'm all turned around.
Walk for moon, little Buana.
He says to follow the path of the moon.
That way? I'd have sworn it was any other way but that. We must have been going in circles.
We were. Lorna was heading right back to camp. Nguru, where did those other tracks leave Lorna's? Did you notice?
Nay, Buana. Snake him take a my.
We'll look for his tracks in the morning. I want to know who that bird is. Come on, let's get started.
Father, how can I? I haven't any boots on.
Oh, bless my soul, of course. I'd forgotten all about that.
I'll carry her, sir. You go on. We'll keep you in sight.
Yes, you go on with Nguru, Father. I want to talk to Jack.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. What are you doing, Jack?
Trying to measure the snake. He must be at least 24 feet long.
Yes, fine specimen. But if you want any help, call out. Come on, Nguru.
Aye, Buana.
Ready, Lorna?
Yes.
All right. Up you come. That's comfortable?
Of course it is. Oh, Jack, you don't have to tell me what happened. I've been putting things together since I woke up, and it's horrible. But I didn't want Father to be worried. That's why I said nothing before.
You're a brick, Lorna. Tell me what happened when you left us tonight and went to your tent.
Well, I experienced that same feeling again. You know, the one I was telling you about, like something calling me, urging me to walk out of camp.
Well, did you see anything? I mean, did you see anything out of place? Like someone snooping around your tent, a face in the bushes, or eyes looking at you?
Not a thing, Jack. I can't account for it. I fought the feeling off and went to bed, but while I was lying there, the thing persisted. It seemed to double in intensity. It's a terrible feeling, Jack. It seems to pull at the very roots of the brain.
Why didn't you call me, dear? You knew where I was.
Yes, with Father. That's the reason I didn't call you. I hate to worry him. The thing is so intangible. I was afraid he'd think I was foolish.
But, Lorna, don't you realize if there's any witchcraft being worked around here that your father's the right man to cope with it?
Yes, I suppose I should have told him. But he's so taken up with his plans, I hated to worry him.
Well, you don't have to tell him now. He knows all about it. Do you know, we found you sleepwalking earlier tonight.
What?
We took you back and roped you to the bed. You seemed to be sleeping soundly when we left you. And later, when we came to look, you were gone. The ropes hadn't been touched.
Jack, what in the world's happening to me? It all sounds like a magician's dream. Oh, I'm afraid. What's that?
Great Scott. I'd forgotten all about those lions. Hold tight, we'll have to run for it. I guess we've got too far behind. Good gad.
What's the matter?
There are 2 lions standing in our path.
Oh.
They're between us and your father. See them?
Oh, yes. Fire a shot, Jack. Maybe it'll frighten them away.
I haven't a gun. Your father has the only one we brought.
What can we do?
I'll put you down. Now, if they start to charge, see that tree there?
Yes.
Well, if they come for us, you run for that tree and do the best climbing you've ever done.
But what about you? I can't leave you.
Hello! Gates in the tree! Your father's seen what's happened. Now, don't forget, if they charge, run. Look out, they're coming. Run, Lorna, run!
African drums are talking. Over miles of veld and jungle, the weird throbbing of the drums beats through the tropical night. Drums made of hollow logs with skin stretched tightly over one end. Sometimes human skin. Village after village takes up the message to send it booming farther into the night. Listen. Searching for a lost tribe, spoken of by the natives as the Golden Race, Professor Anton Edwards, together with his daughter Lorna and his assistant Jack Martin, are in the wilds of French Equatorial Africa. The professor has come into possession of a preserved human head that talks. He believes it to hold the secret of lost Atlantis. Lorna was found wandering in a trance a mile from camp. They suspect it is the work of a local witch doctor. The professor, carrying the only gun, is walking ahead with Nguru, a native prince, while Jack, carrying Lorna, is straggling in the rear. Almost within reach of camp, 2 lions appear on the trail, cutting the girl and boy off from the others. The animals pause a moment, then charge.
Run, Lorna. Run for that tree, quickly.
No, Jack, I won't leave you.
Run, for heaven's sake, go. Are you mad, girl? Run.
No, Jack, I won't.
It's too late now. They're on us. Lorna. Jack, are you all right? Yes, sir. We're all right. At least I think so.
What happened?
I don't know exactly. Those shots, they were from a heavy rifle. At least the first 2 were.
You 2 children all right? Tell me what happened.
Oh, I don't know rightly. But those lions, who shot them?
I haven't the faintest idea. When I ran back, one of them was thrashing about, badly hit, so I finished him. The other was stretched out dead.
Well, at all events, there's someone around here who doesn't want us killed. What do you make of it, sir?
Oh, please take me back to camp. I feel rather shaky.
Why, of course. I'll take her back, Jack. You can tell me what happened as we walk. Nguru, fetch the boys to skin the lions.
Aye, Buana.
We'd better have the skins brought into camp. Are you all right, Lorna?
Yes, Father. I'm all right. I'm shaken up a bit in my nervous system, but that's all.
What happened after I left you to follow me back to camp?
Well, I guess we lagged behind a little. I'd forgotten all about those 2 lions being near. Then suddenly they came into a patch of moonlight and stood staring at us.
Jack pointed out a tree and told me to run for it, Father, but I was so frightened I couldn't move.
That's not right. The fact is, Lorna wouldn't take the only tree within reach. There wasn't time for both of us to climb it.
Nice time to get squeamish about politeness, I must say. I might have lost the both of you because of it. Well, then what?
Well, then they charged, and they got mighty close, and a rifle seemed to speak out of nowhere.
The firing came from our right. I saw the flashes plainly.
Yes, so did I. From a bunch of high scrub. But who in the name of... No native could shoot like that. When the porters hear this, they'll certainly think we're bewitched.
Now that I can think more clearly, it sounded like a heavy automatic.
Yes, and evidently he must have had luminous sights. A white man, all right. Well, we have a guardian angel anyhow.
Oh, that campfire looks good. I'm frozen through.
You know, I think you better take a dose of quinine, Lorna, and go to bed.
Oh. Well, I'll take the quinine, but I don't want to go to bed. I wouldn't sleep anyhow. I'd see those awful lions coming at me all the time. Get my coat from the tent, will you, Jack? I want to stay by the fire a while.
All right.
Can you dig down into your memory, my dear, and recall anything about the earlier happenings of the night?
You mean before you found me out there?
Yes.
No, Father, it's all a blank. But it might come back. That feeling of something mentally drawing me into the bush is completely gone now.
Here you are, Lorna.
Oh, thanks, Jack. Now you two go on into the tent. I know you want to talk shop. I'll join you in a little while.
Now, wait a minute, young lady. You didn't think you were getting out of that dose of quinine, did you? Oh. Here it is.
Of course you would. Oh, I hate the awful stuff.
Well, a necessary evil in Africa, my dear. It sort of keeps the moths and bugs away, you know?
Well, here's to the man with the rifle. Oh, dreadful stuff. Now both of you run along.
Come on, Jack. I want to compare notes with you.
I've been wondering, sir. Did you do right in having the lion skins brought here? They really belong to the other fellow, you know.
Well, that's the reason I wanted them here. In the hope that he'd come and make a claim.
Oh, I see. And Guru went out to the boys, didn't he?
Yeah.
They ought to be back soon.
Yes. You see, Jack, the man who shot those lions is the same fellow whose tracks we saw join Lorna's when she was walking in that trance. At least it looks like it.
But why didn't he make himself known to us? What's his game? He must have the natives under his thumb, or he wouldn't be able to keep his presence around here a secret.
No, that's true. I understand a little about drum talk, but I haven't heard one of them beat out the symbol for white man except in relation to us. It's got me worried. We'll have to break camp the first thing in the morning. Here's Ngoro.
Buana.
Nene Ngoro.
Mazungo's devil na pega simba.
What's that? He says it was the white man's good devil that killed the lions. Well, that's a good idea. You tell Shenzi boys, Ngoro, eh? If the porters think we have such a proficient good devil working for us, we'll probably have a little less trouble with them.
Well, that's a relief. I hope that thought takes root.
All right, Ngoro. Get some sleep, what?
Aye, Buana.
Here, Jack. Take a look at this map. I want to go over some details with you. At present, we're over here, about 20 miles from the Bakari River. Oh, by the way, perhaps you're too tired to go over this now, eh? You had a pretty bad scare tonight.
Oh, I'm all right, sir. I've been charged by lions before. But then it was I who was holding the rifle and not someone else. Oh, hello, Lorna. How do you feel now?
Oh, fine, thanks, Jack. I think that scare shook my brain up a bit.
Well, did you manage to remember anything? Anything that could help us?
Not a thing, Father. There's only one thought in my head now, and that's to start traveling and keep going.
Well, you're likely to get your wish. We're going to start at daybreak.
Listen. The drums have started. Must be something important.
What are they saying, Father?
Well, if you'll only be quiet for a minute, I'll tell you. Great Scott.
Something wrong, sir?
No, there's nothing wrong. Except that they know we're going on safari in the morning.
What?
Pete's sake, how did they know that? We've only just this moment spoken of it. Are you sure that's the message, sir?
Yes, listen. This is what they're saying. White hawks take wing. Fly north sunup.
White hawks take wing and fly north at sunrise, eh? And they even know the direction we're going to.
Evidently.
I don't like that white hawk part of it.
Oh, well, that's nothing unusual. It's the way they have always designated the white man. It's just a drum name.
They've stopped.
Yes. Now we'll be expected, all along the line of march. The drums to the north have probably taken it up and are relaying it.
There's something very mysterious about all this.
Yes, I know. If I didn't have such convincing proof of what I'm after, I'd be tempted to get back to the coast. But I can't, Jack. The talking head has practically given me my line of march.
Oh, that ghastly thing again. Which way are we going, Father?
Just a little west of due north. And we have to pass over some bad country. The ground's all new to me.
Will we touch Lake Chad?
No, we'll pass to the east of it. And from then on, we can expect no protection whatever.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I have permission to trek around these parts as far as Chad. But north of that, we'll be going into Tuareg country. And the French won't guarantee anything. In fact, they won't give me permission to go in there. So we'll have to sneak in.
Then there will be no need to touch any place where they're likely to question us?
No, we have supplies for an indefinite period. That is, providing we can shoot meat for the porters.
Yes, they won't work without meat.
And when we get past Lake Chad, we can send the porters back and use camels. They're surly beasts, but as long as you keep them hobbled, you know you've got them.
The drums have started again.
Yeah, so they have. Laura, I think you better get dressed for traveling. It'll be daylight soon, and there are heaps of things I want you to attend to before then. So, hurry, dear, will you?
Oh, of course I will. That's what I want, something definite to do.
All right, off you go then. Jack, we've got to move fast. The drum that's talking is a snake drum.
Well, what does that mean?
We killed a sacred python tonight, didn't we?
Yes, worse luck.
Well, I didn't think there were any snake worshippers so far up country. Evidently, I was wrong. The sect may be very small, but they're after us. By daylight, they'll be howling madly around here because we killed one of their gods. That you, Nguru?
Aye, Buana. Nguru come. Savvy snake juju drum. Him witch doctor plenty mad palava, huh?
Break camp and make trail as fast as you can, Nguru. We don't want a fight on our hands.
Nguru knew you snake woman for wa palava.
No, you bloodthirsty old ruffian. Go on now and get out of here. Hapana. Look for the Shanzi boys. Plenty kazi.
Aye, Buana.
He'll attend to the porters, Jack. But I do believe I saw him grin at the thought of a fight. Guru would rather fight than run any time.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to a fight for Lorna's sake. My stuff hasn't been unpacked, so I'm ready to move at a moment's notice.
Well, that's good. We've got to put some ground between us and those birds before they can organize, or we'll have a mob of yelling, bloodthirsty savages right on our heels.
Well, how long before they can get together, do you think?
All according to how far the sect is spread out. They'll gather around the priests and witch doctors for some instructions first. Then they'll hold a few rites to work themselves up into a fighting mood.
But, good heavens, sir. Listen to that thing, boy.
The talking head, Jack. Listen. It's warning us. Warning us against some impending danger. Go and stand by Lorna in case something happens. I'm going to help Nguru. Hurry!
Booming of message drums brings Africa to you. Africa, the cradle of nature, where Mother Earth steams in her primeval sleep, sweating under a load of superstition, mystery, and witchcraft. Africa is a land of great silences and thunderous upheavals. A land where anything can happen. Listen. Those drums bring you a story of Africa. Professor Anton Edwards, while heading a little scientific expedition into French Equatorial Africa, comes into possession of a mummified head that talks. He believes it to speak the language of the lost Atlanteans and will guide them to where a remnant of that race may be found. With the professor are his daughter Lorna, Jack Martin, his assistant, and Nguru, a huge native prince. Lorna was found wandering in a trance, and in effecting her rescue, a sacred snake was killed. The snake worshippers gathered to avenge the killing of one of their gods, but the party hastily broke camp and marched. Now, believing they have thrown off pursuit, they decide to camp again.
This open space looks all right, Jack. What do you think?
Couldn't be better, sir. But I don't see why we turned off due west for the last 10 miles. There should have been plenty of water on our original course.
Well, never mind that for a moment. I'll explain the move in due time. All right, Nguru. Make panga.
Aye, Buana.
Are you all right, Lorna?
Yes, I'm okay. Is this just another short rest, or have you people decided to call it a day?
We camp right here, my dear.
Well, thank goodness for that. I thought we were on an endurance hike.
It was absolutely necessary, Lorna. You see, those snake worshippers had to be outdistanced.
Yes, Jack explained it all to me as we came along.
Well, we're in another chief's territory now, and I don't think they'll cross into it to follow us.
But yesterday you distinctly said that we were going north, and we've been walking west for hours.
Oh, so you noticed that, too. You're getting bush-wise, young lady.
Well, this is as good a time as any to tell you why we turned off our original course. Here, this basket with the talking head down somewhere, Jack. Careful.
I've got it, sir. But here comes its keeper. Shall I turn it over to Nguru?
Yes. He knows what to do with it.
There you are, Nguru.
Treats that thing as if it were a baby.
It is a baby to him. None of the other natives will go near it. Here, let's sit down here until the tents are up. Get your diary out, Jack, and make some notes as I go over the day's event.
Just a moment. All set, sir.
We left camp about 3:30 a.m. and forced marched up the Bakari. It's one of the tributaries of the Shari River and empties into Lake Chad. Then, as you both observed, we turned west and followed the river. You remember just before leaving our last camp that the talking head kept calling?
Do I? Every time that thing cackles, I get cold shivers all over.
Yes, I remember, sir. You sent me off to see that Lorna was all right.
Yes. Well, With the aid of my notebook on the language of Atlantis, I was able to follow some new directions the head was giving. But that isn't all. As far as I was able to decipher it, the head spoke of a small carved snuff box, the property of a witch doctor. The carvings on this box will open the remainder of the country to us like a book.
Yes, I've heard of these carvings that work wonders with the chiefs. But they're usually in the form of a stick, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Where did you say you would find this snuff box?
Well, that's the funny part of it. I didn't really expect to find the place at all. The translation runs something like this. By the little water, feeder of the great stream that makes the mirror of the skies, lies a fertile mound that rises above the head of a horned horse. Now, a horned horse must be a rhinoceros. The mirror of the skies is Lake Shad, and the Bakari is the first little water we came to.
But the rhinoceros head. How in the world can you link that up with it?
I've got it. There it is. That huge boulder over there. Look at the flat head and the curved horn on the snout.
You're right, Lorna. That's just what I thought. And you can imagine the thrill I had when we rounded the bend and I saw that. There's the fertile mound, that wooded hill. And the witch doctor evidently lives at the top.
It sounds like the directions to a pirate's treasure. I'm thrilled to death. Where are you going, Jack?
I'm going over to that rock and see if it was carved by a hand or not. Maybe there's some writing on it.
Well, I'll go with you.
All set, Guru?
Aye, Buana. Tent him all ready. Plenty water all time. Shinzi boil 'em food drink one time.
Good. You stay here in camp. I'm going for a walk.
Buana go walk for hill, huh?
Yes, I'm going up that hill. Why?
Buana watch 'em thorn. Him plenty thorn on hill. Buana go for catch 'em sleep. Make 'em for hill tomorrow, huh?
No, we can't wait for tomorrow. I'll go now.
Guru walk for hill along, huh?
No, you old scoundrel. You stay here in camp. I'm going for a talk with the witch doctor. Boss, I have spoken.
Aye, Buana. Him witch doctor plant 'em plenty thorning ground. Buana nenda poli. Poli.
This has been washed away by wind and rain, Lorna. It's too rough even for native sculpture.
It's a funny kind of rock. It's pink. Must be beautiful when the sun shines on it.
I guess the sun only hits it directly first thing in the morning. It's a kind of volcanic rock. Must have been here for thousands of years.
Believe me, I'll be up early in the morning to see it. It must look marvelous in a sunrise.
It does, Lorna.
Oh, hello, sir. This thing is perfectly natural as far as I can see.
Yes, appears to be.
Isn't it a pretty color, Father?
Yes. There's a city in Arabia that's built of the same stone. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't say built, I should say carved.
That's what they call the Rose City, isn't it?
Yes, but it's deserted now. Has been for hundreds of years. Oh, Lorna, I brought your camera over. I'd like some pictures of this rock.
All right, dear. You want them taken head on?
Yes, one that way and one as near profile as you can get.
All right.
I'm just wondering if the carving on this rock is natural, Jack. Did you find any writing on it?
Well, there's something around this side underneath the snout. See up there? Looks as if a bird had walked across wet cement.
Yes, by Jove. Yes. Hey, this is interesting, Jack.
Do you make anything of it, sir?
Yes. Yes, I do. Where's that confounded notebook of mine?
In your top pocket.
Oh, yes. Yes, to be sure. Now, let me see. Just as I thought. Sikhs. Yes, that's right. Sikhs. Write this down as I translate it, will you?
Yes, sir.
To him who seeks the key. There's a period there, Jack.
Right.
The horned horse hath no eyes, yet he runs, or proceeds. Proceeds straight and swift to his ending. No, to his destination. Another period.
Yes?
The way, the way is open. Read that over, please.
To him who seeks, the horned horse hath no eyes, yet he proceeds straight and swiftly to his destination. The way is open.
Yes, that's it. Now, what more proof would you want, Jack?
What were you two staring up at just now?
Your father just deciphered some carvings. There they are up there. What does it mean, sir?
Well, the part that says horned horse hath no eyes plain. The rhinoceros is very short-sighted, yet he runs straight to his destination. That means he has a very finely developed sense of smell. He relies on his nose. The way is open, so we follow the rhino's nose, see?
It points to the top of that hill.
Precisely. Did you get the pictures, Laura?
Yes, I put the camera back in the store box.
Good. Well, children, do you feel too worn out for an adventure, eh?
Well, do you mean you're going after that snuff box now, up that hill?
Yes.
Well, I should say I'm not tired. I'll admit I was until you told me about the little box, but I couldn't rest now until I've seen it.
And you, Jack?
All set, sir. Whatever you say.
You were traveling all day yesterday, and you had no sleep last night. I won't blame you in the least if you stay behind, my boy.
Not at all, Professor. If there's anything to be learned, I want to be there. I've only met one witch doctor. Are they all as decrepit as that one?
No, Jack, they're not all old. But let's start out now. We still have an hour's daylight. No, some of these witch doctors are quite young fellows and well-informed. Those are the dangerous ones, usually. They've learned quite a few of the white man's vices and surprisingly little of his virtues.
Well, how could they come in contact with white people in such remote parts, Father?
The old witch doctor sends his protege down, or up country, as the case may be, to learn all about the white man's magic. The young man usually lands among the worst of our type, and combining that knowledge with what the witch doctor teaches him, it mostly makes a bad combination.
Are they easy to deal with?
Mostly, yes. I've got something in my pocket that will put this fellow in a trading mood, I think.
Why, what is it, sir?
A cigar lighter and a can of fluid. Should help him make some new magic for quite a while.
Well, I hope he doesn't try to drink the fluid and then smoke. He'd start a forest fire in these woods in no time.
Isn't it dark in here? The trees shut out all the light. It's a bit spooky, too.
Yeah, it's darker than I thought it would be. Wait a minute. You better not go any further. I just remembered something.
Something you should have brought, sir?
No, Nguru warned me to look out for thorns on this hill. That means danger or watch your step. I'd forgotten all about it.
Well, what did he say altogether?
Well, he said to go softly. Nguru doesn't usually get squeamish unless he has some good reason for it. He said the witch doctor plants thorns and for us to poly-poly. That means to go slowly. Every time I don't take his advice, I run into trouble.
Well, we've got boots on, so what difference does it make if the old witch doctor did plant a few thorns?
Thorns is just an expression, my dear. It means danger of any kind.
Oh.
Jack, do you see that funny-looking branch bent into the pathway from that tree?
You mean straight ahead?
Yes. I don't like the looks of it somehow. I'm going to throw a stone at its base, and if it's a trap, the impact will spring it.
But why should there be a trap on the path?
Well, that's just what I want to find out. If it is as I suspect, then we're in a juju grove, which is sacred ground.
Oh.
What's the matter, Lorna?
Oh.
What did you see?
Wrong. Don't stand there pointing,
A
child.
face, a horrible face, staring at me out of those bushes.
Well, what did it look like? Was it a native?
Yes, I think so, but it was all painted or scarred.
We'd better get out of this place, sir.
Wait a minute. I want to see if that really is a trap. Watch it. See if I can hit the base. Great Scott, murderous invention.
If anybody had touched the thing, it had been speared a dozen times.
Yes. We'd better get out of here and send a message up to this murderous bird by drum talk.
Come on, then. I've got a feeling we're being watched. Look out behind you, sir.
In heaven's name of... Oh.